Hey y'all, welcome back. Day 3 of the Vallow Daybell trial was one long cringe fest. If you've ever wondered what happens when a woman on trial for murder tries to channel Elle Woods without the IQ points, Day 3 was your answer. Lori is defending herself in court, and if her cross-examinations are part of her divine mission, then somebody upstairs better send her a cease and desist. Let's break down this absolute mess of a day in court, where Lori seemed more focused on bamboo shirts and dating apps than, the fact that she's on trial for conspiring to kill her husband. So let's start the day off with Lori versus Detective Nathan Coons, a masterclass in deflection. Retired Detective Coons was on the stand and Lori strutted up to the lectern like she was auditioning for Law & Order Cult Mom Edition. Lori's strategy? Confuse the jury and gaslight the evidence. She started with a question about stippling. Yep, stippling. The gunpowder burn that shows how close a gun was to a body when it fired. When Coons confirmed there was no stippling observed at the scene, Lori tried to catch him in a gotcha moment by saying the medical examiner later found stippling, implying he must have missed something. Coons calmly responded, "That would actually support my findings." And there went Lori's Perry Mason moment. But wait, it gets weirder. The bamboo shirt debacle. Lori asked Coons about her late husband's shirt, not because she was grieving. No, because she wanted to argue that his $200 bamboo workout shirt might have caused a shored exit wound instead of the floor. Yes, this trial has now become a textile analysis. She grilled Coons for several minutes about the type of fabric, the fit of the shirt, whether he tested the shirt, knew the manufacturer, or had an opinion on bamboo. Spoiler, he didn't. But Lori was dedicated to this line of questioning like it was a QVC segment. Let me be clear. This wasn't strategy. This was Lori trying to cast doubt on basic physics. Like the bullet magically changed direction because her husband's shirt was too fancy. She also had beef with the floor. Yes, the floor. Lori demanded to know why the floorboard wasn't tested for bullet residue or marks, and kept implying that the divot where the bullet landed might have already been there before Charles was shot. Coons, visibly trying not to laugh, said, "No, ma'am." That defect was fresh and distinct. But Lori wouldn't let it go. She was trying so hard to prove that nothing at the crime scene proves anything. It was like watching someone try to win chess by knocking all the pieces on the floor and screaming, "See? No evidence!" Next up on day 3 was Nancy Jo Hancock, the woman who went on one date with Charles the night before he was killed. And let me tell you, Lori's cross-exam here, it wasn't legal strategy. It was a bitter ex-wife grilling the new girl in front of 12 strangers and a judge. Lori was big mad about the date. She started by suggesting Nancy Jo dated a married man, despite the fact that Charles told Nancy he was divorcing Lori. Nancy calmly replied, "I wasn't sleeping with him or anything." Meanwhile, Lori tried to twist it into a character assassination. Girl, it's giving high school, not homicide defense. She even asked Nancy Jo, "Did he tell you if he was a good kisser?" Yes, that was a real question in a murder trial in front of a jury. And this immediately invoked sidebar. The judge had to shut that down for being harassing, irrelevant, and just plain ridiculous. You could practically hear the courtroom collectively face-palming. One of the things that I am noticing about this trial is that there are a lot of under one's breath comments, mainly from Lori. But I did hear Nancy Jo say, "Oh, here it comes." You could hear it when Lori stepped up to the plate. I mean lectern. But my favorite is coming up. Lori accused Nancy Jo of spending the entire day talking about her. Nancy Jo, icon that she is, shot back with, "Don't flatter yourself. Put that on a t-shirt." Actually, put it on a bamboo t-shirt and send it to the defense table. And now we get to obsession with texts and social media. Lori then tried to imply that Nancy Jo was part of some grand conspiracy. She interrogated her about Facebook messages with Kay Woodcock, about how often she texted her, whether she spoke with Adam Cox or Brandon Boudreaux, and whether she'd turned any of it over to the state. Nancy Jo, unbothered, said they have Charles' phone. If they wanted the texts, they already had them. You go, girl. Oh, I love her. Meanwhile, Lori kept trying to trip her up with gotcha questions, but it just made Lori look paranoid and petty. And now we get to the final witness of the day, Christina Atwood, Lori's spiritual backfire. Now this was the witness who had Lori sweating. Christina Atwood, one of Lori's old LDS friends, dropped bombshells on the stand, including Lori telling her Charles was dark and possessed, Alex Cox saying, "I want to kill Charles," and Lori replying, "It might be time." Christina warning Lori that if anything happened, she'd go to the police. And Lori's cross-examination? Crickets. Lori didn't ask her a single question, not one. You know it's bad when Cult Mom Esquire goes silent. Christina's testimony was so damning, Lori didn't even try to spin it. She sat there quietly while the jury heard, unchallenged, that Lori and Alex may have plotted Charles' murder in advance based on spiritual revelations. The silence was louder than any cross-exam could have been. Key takeaways from day 3. Lori is weaponizing her own delusions in court. She doesn't want a defense. She wants a platform. And she's using this trial as her stage. The jury's watching and probably cringing. From bizarre questions to disrespectful tone, Lori's courtroom behavior is alienating witnesses and likely the jury too. Pro se does not equal pro smart. She's arguing over fabric strength instead of challenging core evidence. She's fixated on controlling the narrative, especially around Charles' love life, rather than defending against serious charges. The case for premeditation just got stronger. Christina's testimony, left unchallenged, paints a damning picture. Charles was targeted, and Lori knew it was coming. Lori's courtroom performance today wasn't just legally disastrous. It was emotionally unhinged. She's not defending herself. She's reliving and trying to rewrite the story, with herself as the misunderstood spiritual warrior. But that's not how trials work. And judging by the way she got steamrolled by Nancy Jo, outwitted by Coons, and absolutely dodged Christina Atwood, Lori might want to rethink her role as her own lawyer. If day 3 is any sign of what's to come, she's not just losing the case, she's losing the room. And that's it for this recap. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching and supporting me. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss any of my recaps. And remember, stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.